What's up, guys? I'm Anna.
I'm Christina, and welcome to The Sample Effect.
This is going to be a collection of stories that explore the people, places, and things that make our culture what it is. We'll also discuss the challenges of being original in a time full of creatives.
Through this series, we'll be sitting down with some dope people who give us insight on their creative journeys, as well as mini tutorials on how they do what they do.
Welcome to the final episode of The Sample Effect Season 1. Today we're on location with Shahin, the co-founder of OD Toronto, our city's newest streetwear and art consignment shop.
All right, Shahin, so take us through the concept of your shop.
Right when you come in, we have 2 keymasters and a pinball machine. So the pinball machine, we want to give back to the community. So we have this, the winner gets half of whatever's inside at the end of the month as a gift card. The other half will go to a charity, a local charity of their choice. So that gives them incentive to look into charities, get the community involved. We have that museum vibe. We want it to feel like a museum for people to come see stuff and buy something if they want. In the middle case, we try to keep it museum pieces. So we have museum pieces, meaning just stuff you don't see at every consignment shop. Probably what started everything here, the original 1985 Jordan 1 Chicago. As we walk through more, we have more of the art element of the store. We have a lot of cause figures. Over here, we have some of the rarest box logos in existence. A lot of them are one-of-ones. So we have the rarest Supreme collection in the world. Japan, New York, LA, we have the rarest one here. It's really what people like. I would hope to bring in more local brands and mix them in. Because the consumer doesn't know what they want. If I put a random tee next to a Supreme tee, maybe they'll look at that tee differently after seeing it with Supreme. So we try to be mindful of that and support the community.
Why is this so important to have in Toronto? Why did you guys even come up with the concept of OD Toronto to live on Queen Street West?
There's literally nothing like this in Toronto, and there's definitely a market for it. Talking to different online shops, a lot of their customers are from Canada, a lot of people from Toronto, so we knew that there was a market there for it. And we always wanted to do something cool for the city, so it's check off all the boxes.
Can you tell me 1 or 2 memorable moments in the shop?
So one of the most memorable moments was a kid that biked here with his mom from Mississauga, and his face, his reaction to seeing this place was literally why we made this place. So he just came to see. He didn't come to shop, but that's why you build a store like this, for people to come see it, right? So he came, I loved it, how he was, he could be the next consignment shop someday. Mm-hmm. So we ended up giving him a free hat, and that was my favorite. The opposite is having influencers come in and want stuff, right? And I would rather give it to charity. We're definitely a community shop first. None of us are too cool for anything. We're all just random guys, and we try to give off that energy.
Wait, there's one more. It's all over Instagram right now, where Snoop Dogg came through the shop. How did that happen?
So Snoop Dogg, we got, his manager was looking for a place to do an album release party for his album coming out in a couple of months. So one of our friends connected us. We show him the mural. And of course Kawhi's from LA, he's seen it, and he had to take a moment and start taking photos. And I don't know if he was trying to recruit Kawhi or if some slick marketing thing, but yeah, no, that was his favorite thing.
So let's take this back to the beginning. Did it start with a love for sneakers? Was it something else? Where did it begin?
So sneakers for me was more of a confidence thing. When I was little, I was actually fat, super fat. And in high school, those are the jokes that fly, fat jokes. That's everyone's specialty. So I had a tough high school. So sneakers made me cool. Sneakers would allow me to have enough confidence to speak to people, to actually make connections, make friends. So then as you get older, you don't need sneakers as much because you have really expensive stuff and you have people's self-esteem, and we're all trying to just be happy to meet in the middle. It slowly turned into a business And what I've learned about this the most is connections you make like outweigh any money I can make. Do you know what I mean? $50 from one person and $50 from another person, they have different values. So it's not always about making quick money. It's like, where can I go from here? It's actually meet someone, build a connection, build a business. The co-founder, Tetra, would always hit me up for sneakers because at the time there wasn't a lot of places to get anything. Like a lot of the other shops hadn't opened up yet. So I would get him all the sneakers and he'd tell me one day, we need to open up a shop. And like all his crazy ideas, I'm just like, okay, we'll talk later. So he kept asking, and slowly, we started going from his collection into buying a size run of a sneaker and then 2 size runs. And then we purchased this place about 4 years ago and we started building up to open this place. And as the delays kept happening, we kept getting like bigger pieces, like this guy. So this is the most OD thing we have at the store besides the car. So we won this at auction on BBC Children's Charity for $130,000. So this really put us on the map. Up until this bear, we were kind of just an Instagram account because we've been saying coming soon for like 3 years. Because we thought we were also like opening. So when this got posted, we were like, okay, these guys obviously there's something behind them.
Yeah. That's real.
Did you ever think that you would be sitting here in your own store that you co-founded with your friend?
No, definitely not. Like up until recently, we had so many delays, so many different things that happened. We had no idea when we were opening. So to like actually have it open and to get like the feedback that we got, like the city loves it, right? So it's actually like, it's heartwarming.
Aww.
It's nice.
Yeah, so part of your shop that's really, I guess the common thread here is all about Toronto, all about community. Why is community so important to you?
More than the money for us, it was definitely like the pride of doing something for the city. So like people from Toronto can be proud of that shop in Toronto. Same thing with what we do with the murals. Everything is like for the city. Just the energy for the city is amazing.
So I love everything you said about the community, and you know, it takes me back to being a kid and going to a sneaker shop and just not feeling comfortable enough to ask questions and look around. You're gonna give us a walkthrough on some questions that you probably get a lot, how to do legit checks. Can you talk us through the process? You mentioned that it changes a lot, but...
So one of the hardest things to legit check now are sneakers that released early. So Travis Scott's, for instance, released 3 different times. That gives people making fakes a lot of time to make fakes for the big release. So when this one came out, it didn't help either that there's a lot of variance in the different leather, in the set, like the length of the tongue. Some tongues actually sit a little further up. Some of the things you look for in a pair when you're legit checking it is there should be the code underneath this. But as of today, I haven't seen fakes yet that have this. The fakes that I've seen so far have a white stitch that go through the swoosh. And the paper is a slightly different pink on the fake pairs. A lot of the things that will tell you if it's real or fake, you have to have a real pair beside you. I wouldn't use Instagram, I wouldn't post it on Twitter because unless you've actually seen it and held both in your hand, it's hard to tell from photos. One of the other differences I've seen is the stitching on the inside is slightly different when you open it up. That's why shops like this exist, so you can let me do the hard work and you just pay for it once. Every time you try to save $20, $100, you always end up losing. So with shoes like this, I wouldn't take a chance looking for it on Facebook or other groups. But definitely this shoe, guys, be careful. Go to a reputable shop to buy it.
Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in. As mentioned, this is our last episode of season 1. We have some juicy things planned for season 2, but there's no other way to celebrate the end of our season other than OD Toronto, an epic store happening in Toronto. Such a rarity because us as Torontonians have to cross the border for things like this. So shout out to you. Make sure you tag us at the Sample Effect. Make sure you tag OD Toronto. Come by the shop if you're from Toronto. Come by the shop if you're not from Toronto. If you're visiting, this is the go-to spot right now.
Comment, like, and subscribe.
Thank you so much.